What is up, guys? Archon tonight, I'm bringing you guys another YouTube video. In today's video, we're looking at the 18.2 patch notes for Hearthstone Battlegrounds. So with that, let's go ahead and take a look at what the patch has for us. So, new feature, Battlegrounds Parties. This will be launching on September 8th, so 4 days from now. And how it works is up to 4 players will be able to queue for normal ranked Battlegrounds matches together. So that means that you'll have control over half the lobby with your friends. So I'm sure there's going to be some boosting shenanigans going on before people start paying for boosts in Battlegrounds, even though it doesn't make sense to, because the MMR system is just not very good for a ranked system in general. I would almost prefer that they implement similar to what the card game has, where you have bronze through legend. Maybe we'll see an overhaul on that coming soon down the line. Once the group lobby exceeds 4 players, though, you will automatically go to a private Battlegrounds match for 5 to 8 players. So basically, if you have 8 people that are looking to play Battlegrounds, you can now play with all your friends. Lord Barov, friendly wager, costs 1. Guess which player will win their next combat. If they win, get 3 coins. So this is going to be interesting, because if he happens to get a token, he can actually gamble on his opponent beating him, get 3 free coins on, turn 2, have 7 gold coins, level up, buy a minion, and basically on 5, do the same thing, pick a player to win. If he happens to win, on 6, he'll be able to buy 3 minions. So he's going to be like old Millhouse, but on steroids. This is going to be insane early game. So he'll probably be the new hero that's overpowered. Jandis Barov, swap, lock, and shop it. Swap a friendly non-golden minion with a random one in Bob's Tavern. So, cost 0. That's the big thing too. Basically, what you're going to use this for is you're going to use this for free triples, essentially, if you can get your hands on one, and then that way you can save the gold to level, and then you can get a upgraded, let's say you're on 3, you use this to get a free triple, you'd level up to 4, and then you'd get a free 5. That's one of the ways to use this power. Another way would be if you're playing, let's say you roll down to 3 gold, you're wanting to play Beast and you happen to get a Mama Bear and you get a Hydra, you can swap one of your minions for the Mama Bear, and then you can outright purchase the Hydra. So that way your Hydra gets the Mama Bear buff. That's one way of doing it. Yeah, so basically there's going to be some interesting plays here for Jandis. It's not as bad of a hero power as you may think. There's going to be some interesting playability to it. Forest Warden Omu, Everbloom, passive. After you upgrade Bob's Tavern, gain 2 gold this turn only. So basically, I think he's a better Bartendotron, essentially. He nets 1 more gold than Bartendotron would net off of his hero power. So keep that in mind. Be interesting to see where his breakpoints are and what the optimal way to Tavern tier up with his 2 gold passive is. Anyway, Micro Mummy is a new minion added to the Battlegrounds. It's going to be replacing Mekaru. I'm just going to go ahead and let you guys know now. Reborn, at the end of your turn, give another friendly minion +1 attack. So Micro Machine is still a thing. It's basically Micro Machine, except for it reborns and gives +1 attack to another minion instead of itself. So you definitely don't want to buy it first. I don't think you want to buy it like as a second minion if you're just looking to get some attack. Early on, the big breakpoints are usually 3 to 4 HP. So if you can hold on to it for a couple turns and get like a minion or 2 over the 4 HP threshold, or I'm sorry, over the 4 damage threshold, then you have a higher chance of winning. So I do think it's going to affect the early game in some way. May not be the biggest thing in the world, but it will affect it. Plus, it's an activator for Deflectobot as well, because it does reborn itself. Pack Leader. Old attack, 3, old health, 3. Whenever you summon a beast, give it +3 attack. New, 2 attack, 3 health. Whenever you summon a beast, give it 2 attack. So when they made the swap for Rat Pack and Pack Leader, I don't think they actually bothered to adjust Pack Leader. I don't know if they thought that it would be okay for him to be giving beast +3 attack early on. That is basically old Deathwing territory. If you recall, Deathwing used to stock up on a bunch of tokens, or beast tokens as well, and he would just hit you very, very hard with it. It's kind of the same problem. If you happen to roll into a Pack Leader and you happen to get a couple Alley Cats, you then flood your board with a bunch of 4 attack minions, and like we talked about a second ago with Tavern Tier 2, 4 health is usually a pretty good breakpoint. Most minions will have 3 HP. There will be some that will have, 4 based on buffs. But outside of that, I think that this needed to be done. They just didn't calculate for pack leader being as strong as he was. Plus, he was a 3/3, so he traded pretty well, pretty favorably as well, into some of the Tavern Tier 2 minions. So, with him going down to 2 attack, he's no longer able to run over, the 2/3 Murloc. He's no longer able to run over the pack or the war leader for Murlocs and what have you. So, I think it's a pretty good beast nerf. I think it balances him out a bit. It doesn't hurt him too much, especially when you've got people like Barov here, and you've got Jandis Barov with Swap, Lock, and Shop It being able to trade for Pack Leader. I think that would be very strong if he was still with his old stats, because then you could Pack Leader swap on your next turn on turn 5 if you happen to get a Pack Leader and you get like an Alley Cat, then you could buy an Alley Cat. And even if you had like 2, let's say you had like turn 5, if you were to have old Pack Leader, you could swap for him, you could buy an Alley Cat token, sell the token, get another Alley Cat if there happen to be 2, and have like 4 or 3 4/1s and a 3/3. Like, that just is too strong early game. As for the rest of these changes, these are all for the card game. So if you guys have any interest in the card game, be sure to check those patch notes out. Be sure to look for them. If you guys put down below that you guys want me to cover those as well, I can cover them. I don't play the card game as much anymore, but I still probably can give you guys my opinion or my take on what cards I think will be strong after the changes. Just let me know down below. So TLDR of the patch, Lord Barov, the most broken hero of the patch by far. I think Jandis could be a close second, depending on what you decide to do, like what build you go. Forest Warden Omu is replacing Bartendotron, essentially. Micro Mummy is added to the pool. Going to be a very interesting card in the early game, I think. Going to be able to buff some minions to that 4 attack breakpoint, which, like we talked about earlier, is very important. Pack Leader, a nerf that needed to happen. He no longer has the ability to trample over most Tavern Tier 2 minions, and he no longer makes Beast trample over Tavern Tier 2 minions. Mekaru has been dumped from the Battlegrounds pool. We will miss you. So, I forgot about the biggest change. Battlegrounds Parties is added to the game on September 8th. So be sure to join up with 4 of your friends who may or may not be playing Battlegrounds anymore because they couldn't play with their friends. Let them know, get the word out. That should help, increase the player base a bit more. I will give my personal take on this. I think that this should have been implemented at the start. I know that the UI for Hearthstone only supported 2 players because that's all the card game ever supported. So I understand why it was kind of hard for them to get around to doing this. But at the same time, if you're gonna put a Battlegrounds mode in like this, you need to have the ability to play with more than one other friend. So I think this is something that they should have looked at when they were implementing the Battlegrounds mode. I get that it's still beta. Trust me, I do. But it's still something that should have been there at launch. I think it would have helped keep Battlegrounds alive. I know a lot of players have quit playing because A, the inflationary rank system doesn't feel all that good. It doesn't feel all that rewarding to climb. And B, they just couldn't play with their friends because there was only one other person you could play with. So anyway, let me know what you guys think about the 18.2 patch notes. What's your take on the heroes? Which ones do you think are going to be good? Let's have a discussion about it. Do you think I'm right? Do you think Lord Barov is going to be the strongest? Do you think Janice will be second? And then Tree Bartendotron is going to be third? Let me know down below. And I will see you guys on the next video. Catch you guys later. Peace.